The trial for a man accused of killing a Montana sheriff's deputy has hit a roadblock, one that could change how the state handles insanity pleas forever. We're live from Helena with the details.
Plus, a new bill making its way to the Senate floor could end up costing FWP $12 million. But it all depends on a choice that you make at the DMV.
But first, why your child could be sent home with the flu, even without a fever. Your ABC Montana News starts right now.
Covering Montana right now. This is ABC Local News at 5.
Good evening, Montana, and thank you for joining us. Taylor Tucker is on assignment, covering the trial to find out if a man can be forcibly medicated in order to help his own defense. We'll check in with her in just a few minutes. But first, something as simple as a sore throat could get your kids sent home from school. Our Tavares Haywood is standing by with Great Falls Public Schools. And here, why are they taking drastic precautions, Tavares?
It all started last week with flu-like symptoms here at North Middle School, and now the district is asking parents to think twice before sending their children to school.
Stay at home if you're not feeling well.
That's the message lead nurse Erica Harp has for not only students, but staff as well. She says last week at North Middle School, they started noticing a lot of absences due to illnesses, and a lot of illnesses had flu-like symptoms. Harp says this year the flu strain is taking a different turn.
The most common symptoms in the City County Health Department's survey of the influenza positive cases was actually sore throat. Typically we think of influenza as having a really high fever, and that's your trademark symptom, but this year it can present with or without a fever. About
80% of the confirmed flu cases did not have the flu vaccination, which Harp says should be the #1 priority for children, parents, and staff alike. The district has been going the extra mile to make sure doorknobs and lockers are all disinfected at least twice a day, and even putting extra hand sanitizers up. She wants parents to know that there are options that the school is taking to help those students who have or will miss consecutive days due to the flu.
We'll work with them so that they'll have make-up assignments and make-up homework. Again, we really want students to be in class, but at this time we don't want to cause other students to get sick and keep this cycle going.
She says parents should encourage their student to always wash their hands, cover their mouths when coughing, and use hand sanitizer. But school nurses say if your child has flu-like symptoms, especially a sore throat, it's just best you keep them at home. And for a full list on where to get the flu shot, head over to our website at kfbb.com. Reporting live in Great Falls, I'm Tavares Haywood from Montana right now.
All right, switch gears now. Chief Meteorologist Ted King joins us now. And Ted, Bernie got a job.
Bernie did?
Bernie. Good news, though.
Yeah. Hey, you know, what a lovely day it was out there.
Man, fantastic out today.
Maybe help kick some of them Monday blues that might have been floating around out there. You know, the weather for the next few days for us on the rather tranquil side. So some good news there. Let me show you this outside right now. Lovely shot here on a lovely late afternoon. And the temperature's really not too bad for this time of year. I wanted to show you Showdown, man. Ski areas, plenty of snow, okay? So have at it. There's just there's tons at all the ski areas in our state, so have at it if you want to head to the ski slopes. And wind chill advisory in effect, northeast part of our state. Wind chills as cold as 30 below here, so yeah, bundle it up, needless to say, for the northeast part of our state and adjacent areas thereof. Mostly clear tonight, some fog possible here in central Montana, and then for tomorrow, partly cloudy, cold, temps in the 20s. Not as cold on Wednesday, but pretty decent day coming up, temps in the 30s. Few snow showers right now in the Glasgow area. They will soon dissipate. A little breezy again, northeast part of our state. Wind's not a big factor here in the central part of Montana. And there are your highs for today. Temps in the 20s, and then overnight lows, roughly 0 to 10 degrees below zero in the northeast part of our state. We're in the 20s, except only in the single digits up in the northeast part of our state. I'll have more weather coming up later, Ty.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Ted. It was an early Tuesday morning in May of 2017 when Broadwater County Deputy Mason Moore was shot and killed outside of Three Forks during a pursuit. Now, that pursuit sparked a more than 100-mile chase through several counties, ending with one suspect dead and his father in custody. The suspects are 39-year-old Marshall Barris, who was shot and died at the hospital later that day, and his father Lloyd Barris, who was arrested and has been in jail since then. Deputy Moore left behind a wife and 3 children who have spent the last 18 months putting their lives back together, all while awaiting the trial of the man accused of killing her husband. That case won't be heard until the state decides whether or not Lloyd Barris is fit to stand trial. Taylor Tucker is live from the Lewis and Clark County District Courthouse. Now, Taylor, this was part of the trial was originally supposed to start in December, and what's happening today?
Yeah, Ty, today is a continuation of what was first discussed back in December, and that is, can the suspect Lloyd Barris be forcibly medicated so that he is fit to stand trial. Now, today we learned more information that Barris had a previous run-in with the law that is strikingly similar to what happened here in May of 2017. Years ago, Barris, his son, and his wife were involved in a high-speed chase that ended in a standoff with police. This happened in Nevada. Now, in that case, Barris was also deemed mentally unfit to stand trial, so he agreed to take medication to get through proceedings. Experts say back then it worked, but this time around, Barris is refusing any medical treatment, and experts for the defense say there's no way forcibly medicating him is going to work in the long run.
Mr. Barris, Dr. Sell, patients similar to them, like Luis Gaxiola and others, they test the system. They're the canary in the mine that require us to think of our humanity, what's reasonable, what is the law, and how do we most effectively treat the person in a way that's medically appropriate, which is to always to improve their long-term well-being.
And though the state did not bring forward any expert testimony today, attorney Brandon Hartford commented back in December that forcing someone to be medicated, quote, opens up a whole slew of problems. Now, court will be back in session early tomorrow morning. If a decision is made tomorrow, we will, of course, be bringing you live updates as it happens. Reporting live in Helena, Taylor Tucker, Montana Right Now.
Also in the courtroom today, Deputy Mason Moore's widow, Jody Moore. She has remained mostly out of the public eye since her husband's death, but Moore is about to make waves in the law enforcement community after being asked by Steve Daines' office to accompany the senator to Washington, D.C. for President Trump's State of the Union address.
I hope to not only represent Mason, but also the other law enforcement officers across the state, and hopefully talk to anybody that'll listen to me about the frustrations with funding for law enforcement. The
President's State of the Union speech has been scheduled for February 5th, and Jody tells us the timing is great. She's able to stay busy during what will be an emotional few days in court, and she's looking ahead to the second annual Love Wins Bash, scheduled for March 30th. Proceeds from that dinner go back to the Mason Moore Foundation. In Montana, legislators are considering a bill that could lower the cost of renewing your vehicle registration. But there's a catch. The lower fee could have a big impact on Montana fish, wildlife, and parks. Our Luke Laster has been looking into the proposal today. And Luke, this $6 fee ends up being a pretty big deal for FWP.
Ty, in my hand is a copy of a vehicle title. Now, it clearly states a $6 assessment earmarked for state parks. What you may not realize, though, is that the fee, it's completely optional. See, here's the thing. Under existing law, the $6 fee is automatically assessed unless you specifically ask to opt out of the time of registration. And that's where Montana Senator Roger Webb says he has a problem. He feels that the public isn't properly informed of their rights to opt out of the fee at the time of registration. That's why he's drafted a bill that will require a person to opt in instead.
We got to all the county treasurers and made sure that we really did a full court press on that education issue. And I think that's helped a lot for people to understand not just about the fee, but what the fee is used for and the importance to state parks. So, yeah.
Existing $6 fee has been on the books since 2004, and according to FWP, this fee makes up the largest source of funding for Montana's 54 state parks. It generates roughly $3 million, and FWP says it's important because Montana state parks receive no general fund dollars and no funding from hunting and fishing licenses. And as Montanans not being educated, FWP says they've made it a mission since last legislative session to make sure anyone registering a vehicle is aware they can opt out.
We got to all the county treasurers and made sure that we really did a full court press on that education issue. And I think that's helped a lot for people to understand not just about the fee, but what the fee is used for and the importance to state parks. So, yeah, I do think that people in Montana know what that fee is and what it's used for.
We asked Greg Lemon if FWP knows how many opt out of paying the fee. He estimates roughly 23% of people choose not to pay. Now, we should also point out that Senator Webb's bill doesn't dismiss the fee entirely. His bill would replace the $6 opt-out fee with a $25 opt-in fee to help offset losses to FWP. Now, the bill is currently assigned to the Fish and Game Committee. A hearing scheduled before that committee is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. In Billings, I'm Luke Laster, Montana, right now.
Just ahead, cougars are spotted near 2 Montana school bus stops. Now a family dog is dead, the 2 big cats killed. We'll tell you when, where, and if they could be the same mountain lions. Stay with us.
Plus, a camper goes up into flames after a fire erupts at a local RV park over the weekend. I'll tell you what we know 48 hours later when we come back.
You can get news anytime.
From ABC Fox KFBB.
Just add KFBB to your Amazon